I completed every quest available in Beesmas 2024. I'll firstly show the beginner tasks, and the difficulty of the quests will slowly increase as the video reaches the end, and that includes the most painful, scary task. But before we actually attempt that, Black Bear. It's not a demanding quest even if you're a beginner. The sunflower field is this one with yellow flowers and the dandelion is right next to it. While farming pollen you'll most likely stumble upon some honey tokens. 25 of those and you're done. Leaves are practically identical. Just locate a floating leaf icon and mine it up. When you've got 10,000 honey stored in your bag, go to your hive and convert. Using the honey wreath will swap your pollen into honey tokens. The next quest will require you to collect goo. You can get some from this machine right here or by killing mobs which will multitask. Treats are often dropped in the dandelion field, strawberries in the strawberry field, blueberries in one of these 3 fields. Completing Mother Bear's quest builds the gingerbread house. Every 2 in-game hours a single gingerbread stores inside, and if you play a lot, this can happen. Following this we've got Brown Bear, and for the field dice go defeat mobs or craft them. Stickers are obtained by equipping the sticker seeker, but looking for them around the map also is a viable strategy. Upon completing the task you unlock stockings and they drop 3 random stuff. The most annoying Panda Bear's quest part is 3 vicious bees. These monsters spawn in either the clover spider cactus rose, mountaintop or pepper fields. The NPC grants you the ability to summon a snow bear. Defeat it in a minute and you'll get snowflakes alongside tickets. Science Bear's pulsar is found in the 10B zone shop. Fireflies are these guys which appear during nighttime. Field boost stacks are obtained from boosters and using dice. Completing its quest unlocks Beesmas lights. They spawn when you're in a field, and if you catch a green circle you get an inspire token and your bag is converted into honey. Next in line is Dapper Bear. Refreshing nectar is granted by planting a planter in the blue flower, strawberry and coconut field. Now possibly the most tricky part is the leaf stickers. I'd suggest you to trade for them in the hub world. If you for instance have a spatulate leaf and someone else has a lanceolate which you need, swap the stickers. Completing Dapper's quest unlocks the samovar. Claiming it 25 times drops a turpentine. Polar Bear's satisfying nectar is obtained in the sunflower, pineapple, and pumpkin fields. To pop 50 puffshroom as quickly as possible, do the 15 zone strat where 3 people cycle them between each other. Finishing this quest unlocks big all turkey leg and using drops bitterberries and other fruits. The 8th quest is Onettes, and the easiest way of collecting 10 whirligigs is by planting paper planters in the pine tree forest. Those who know. Star jellies are easiest to obtain from cocoa crabs, and it's also craftable in the blender. To pop 5 puffshrooms in the mountaintop, do the same 15 zone strat I told you earlier. Except after some time check the top field to see if some puffs traveled there. Onette unlocks the lid art. It can be used every 8 hours and it summons a guiding star in one of the top 5 least collected fields. 25 cloud vials will take multiple rounds of windy bees, and to spawn them you can donate a star jelly which has a very high chance of success. Smooth dice are easiest to craft in the blender. Bucko Bee unlocks the snow machine. Activating it summons the snowstorm, an easy way of getting snowflakes. Riley Bee's 1000 flames can be finished by either equipping the fire or demon mask or by adding some fire and spicy bees to your hive. Both of the waxes can be collected from puff runs or from the blender. And to pop a rare puffshroom in rose you can once again do the 15 zone strat, except this time you'll be checking the rose field every once in a while. Completing the 10th quest unlocks the candles, a great source of waxes and some extra temporary red bees. 11th is Spirit Bear, and the 400 million white brick pollen is tricky. The field itself is in the retro world. The only tips I can give you here are to play with other decent players, buy bees, food buffs, and farm. The same can be said about bloom tokens. Jelly bean token part can easily be speedran in the hub world. Someone will definitely grab them. And finally the beloved sticker part. I believe it's one of these flowers, so just add multiple bees it displays right here and you're good. Completing Spirit Bear's task unlocks the winter memory match. It costs 100 snowflakes to play, although the rewards are mouth-watering. What's not as cool is Robo Bear's quest. It's lots and lots of Robo Bear over and over and over. To complete the legendary upgrades, reroll them once per round, and if you don't get any, try later. Add some epics to your hive for this part and events. If you don't have tons, cogmowers start rapidly spawning from round 10 and above, so you should focus getting there. A guaranteed golden cogmower appears on either round 3, 4 or 6, and on later rounds it's random. To collect drives, simply save up 50 cogs and buy them from the shop behind Robo Bear. Finishing this quest awards you the Robo Party, which is a Robo challenge but for everyone on the server. Defeat all the mobs and the rank goes up, otherwise it drops down by 1. If you didn't know, you get a present on rank 25, so get cracking. We've covered the quite simple quests, however it's now the really annoying quests territory. These 4 pollen collection parts require some boosting, or you can put your best planter and harvest it. Tokens from Stickbug and its defenses will take multiple runs. Obviously playing with others will help. And during these runs you should constantly be dropping and catching coconuts, since the other speedy method of collecting coconuts is with the help of the cocoa belt. Either go to the trading hub and activate yours or locate someone else's there. For reference, it took me a while to get 500 catches in the hub world. Discarding beequips isn't as painful as you might think if you have been claiming brown bear's stocking, as you get a beequip every time, so delete the trash beequips in your storage. Enzymes and tropical drinks can simply be crafted in the blender, however I'd suggest to do this at the very end of the quest so you don't spend as much resources speeding up the crafting. Completing Stick Bugs quest unlocks festive nymphs. Basically, all of your next stick bug runs will have not just normal stick nymphs but festive ones as well. Defeating them drops the festive nymph blessing, snowflakes and other rare stuff. Honeybee is next. I'd say don't focus on any of the parts except tokens from Honeystorm, as you'll most likely be done with everything else. However, let's speedrun the requirements. Convert at hive or activate Scorching Star, coconuts, stick bug, mondo chicken, puffshrooms, add honeybees to hive, add diamond or honeybees, samovar or blender. 10,000 tokens isn't that bad if the official Bee Swarm Discord wasn't locked down. Unfortunately it is, so we have to improvise and join other servers. I've linked some in the description that have the looking for group channel. Basically I got half of my tokens from my 4-account Honeystorms and the rest by trading. I offered people stickers, windy bees, normal and festive stick bugs, meteor showers, snow bear carries. It's a really time-consuming quest and you'll soon realize why that is. However, when you finish the task, the honey wreath will give even more honey from honey tokens than before, and a level 20 honeybee will sometimes spawn. The 15th quest is Gummy Bear, and to start off there's almost 1 trillion goo to collect, and it took me a full level 21 blue hive, an hour of boosting in the spider field to get this done. So if I were you I'd leave this till the very end, so maybe there will be less to collect. Now the field goo, mountaintop 3 minutes, clover 11 minutes. I didn't farm at all in the pineapple patch, however it took a whole day of macroing with gummy mask and alt account. Defeating 1,000 slimes will take a few retro runs. All you have to do is save up for a rocket launcher which costs 750 bricks and then go bomb the slimes. 1,000 mosquitoes is more than a single Robo challenge run, and here you can either intentionally not finish round 5 where tons of mosquitoes spawn, or go and play it normally till you lose. And since we're on the topic of the Robo challenge, collect goo quests are very rare. Don't play till difficult rounds and instead restart the challenge once the quests start to require some effort. This is perfect for drive farming, which will be required if you want to obtain a glitch drive. You'll need 5 red, blue and white drives on top of 100 cogs. That's 850 cogs. Extra cogs upgrades should be your #1 priority. 200 party cog turrets will take so many Robo parties, and they also have to be a high rank. That's why you should have been leveling them up as soon as you completed Robo Bear's quest. Some methods of defeating more cog turrets is to unlock Robo parties on multiple accounts. Join Robo parties where the whole server summons a party. Finally, the last strat is to trade for parties, or at least carry them like some people say. 5,000 gumdrops can be dropped by mobs or crafted, and I'd leave this part till the end so you save some resources. Completing Gummy Bear's quest unlocks the Gummy Siege. Once it's used it summons 3 temporary gummy bees. Cool. I did not forget Bee Bear. When part 1 of Beesmas got released, Bee Bear had 10 beginner-friendly quests, and it said that there will be more in the future, and that became the truth 3 months later. Because it's March 15th, Beesmas Part 2, there's 10 new Bee Bear quests, and upon completing all of them you get the Gloomy Cub Buddy skin. Then there's the long-promised Sun Bear quest. Well, I guess not, but for now, montage. Ten golden bubbles left, but they're glitched, so I just have to wait. There's less than an hour left and still nothing. Beesmas has been extended for 19 days and the quest auto-completed when I joined the server, so let's finally hand in the task and finish this quest line. Why does sorting the cub skin put it all the way at the bottom? Anyways, BBM isn't added yet, so I'll be back when it is. There's a lot of requirements, so I have to make a game plan. First is the stickers. Getting them done early means paying less. 20 trillion honey and the blue pollen from mountaintop aren't an issue. What is tough though is collecting 800 billion white pollen from stump. I'll leave both those fields for last. Next up is gifted bee pollen. Should be straightforward. Just like the bee pollen collection, it will be completed by macroing. I'll just have to manually add the bees I'm missing. What I'm worried about is goo collection. Mainly the 400 billion from red flowers, but I won't be focusing on that yet. I'll handle the 400 million goo and the 4,500 bricks from retro in one go. 3 and a bit weeks of motivating nectar is probably one of the many things I need to start grinding early, and I've got the perfect idea for that. These 3 token collection parts and bubbles are very easy. 3,500 tokens from snow bears is pain. Same with marks and triangulates and precise marks. For this I'll have to add vectors, some mark bees and gifted precise. 10,000 stacks of cocoa combo may sound impossible, but there's a strategy for that. I'm not stressing about the 1,000 mosquito toxins. There's a bigger issue, 14 glitched drives. Wasting 49 caustics on beequips will also be. Granting mutations is straightforward, but not the same story for puff shrooms. For legendaries are pure RNG and level 20 puffs require other decent players. And the last part is some silly and ridiculous deaths. Now that we've got the game plan, I can see that I must focus on nectar, snow bear, glitch drives and stickers. I've got to admit, I got extremely lucky with the stickers, since out of the 8 types, 5 were already finished. Now for the tricky part, 2 blue flower stamps. I do have these stamps I could swap, so I made this. For the right gold swirl and left mythic gem fleurons, I created this image and posted that to Discord. While the trades should theoretically come in, I kick things off with the first of many snow bears. This will be annoying because my snow bear is already level 22. I do not want to defeat it and level it up higher. I'll only do enough damage to drop it to 20k health, and that will ensure 4 waves of snowflake drops, about 50 snowflakes every 90 minutes. That means I need to repeat this process approximately 70 times, or just over 4 days. I do have one alt with snow bear too, but I doubt that will help much. And here we go, a few snowflakes shy away from 100. After that I added 4 rare bees to my hive to passively complete these parts, and as I said, I have to work on motivating nectar. Instead of the planter of plenty, I'll plant the festive planter. It gives triple nectar. I'll put it in stump where I'll also be macroing the white pollen, and that way multitask. Just 1 minute later natural puff shrooms spawned, and as a joke I decided to do them with a friend, but this is what ended up happening. That was unfortunately just a fluke, as no more legendaries nor level 20s appeared. They are natural puffs after all. With my 100 times puffshroom blessing I figured it was a good time to knock out some field pollen, even though I said I'd save it for the end. I rolled rose, which was perfect. I also added a digital bee to my hive to start collecting the 3,000 dupe tokens. If you're wondering why I skipped stump, it was because the snail was still alive. Anyways, the red goo was done after half an hour, which is wild when compared to the blue flower field goo. What also should be fun is death quests. Or at least that's what I believed. I thought not claiming a hive would be enough. Instead, I equipped the worst gear and died to ladybugs 31 times in 25 minutes. Until I saw this message on Discord. A fellow BBM quest speedrunner wanted to get the 10,000 cocoa combo out of the way. We found a third person and it was time. If you don't know how cocoa combos work, every 40th coconut spawns a combo 1. Catch it, it jumps to another player, then to the summoner, then a new player. This is the strategy we use. If the fields are red, blue, and white, the stack grows faster. You might look at the numbers on the coconuts and the stack I'm getting towards the quest and think they're off. And yeah, they are. No idea why, but here's the fix. Line up 2 combo coconuts, get 100x combo, don't catch the next one, and while the buff is active, drop a new combo coconut. That sorted it. Unfortunately, it took 30 minutes to figure that out. Could have been faster. After coconuts, I traded for a left and right wing. Didn't care which, just needed both to swap one later. Also snagged 1 out of 2 blue flower stamps. Trade session done, back to the silly deaths. I finished up the 38 ladybugs, then came festive nymphs. At first I thought this would be extremely simple, however a bunch of my deaths didn't count. Must have been normal nymphs and not festive ones. Still faster than ladybugs though. Even quicker was the party cog mower as it literally 2 taps you. Lastly on the list were the cog turrets and golden cog mowers. The golden boys spawn on either round 3, 4, or 6 and I located mine on the 4th one. Only cog turrets left, however. Before that I got more snow bear tokens and joined the retro world for goo and bricks. That meant farming tons of brick blooms, while the goo was surprisingly a walk in the park. We ended up losing on the 20th round, and that wasn't enough bricks. But after 15 more rounds it was. By then, both my main and my alt snow bears had respawned. Having 300 out of 3,500 snow bear tokens gave me motivation to finish cog turret deaths. Also a great time to farm glitch drives. I only had 3 out of 5 in my inventory, so I still need 11 more. They're guaranteed drops on round 25 and 21 plus, meaning I can get 2 per day. Sadly, I'm a silly blue hive and I miserably failed to reach those high rounds. That's why I set up my macro in the stump field and went to sleep. This is how much I collected overnight. I honestly expected way more, but oh well. First thing I did was grab more snow bear tokens. Then I swapped out my bomber bee for a vicious one. I wanted to start chipping away at the glitch drives. Unlike yesterday, I locked in and beat round 20. Used my first and second glitch drives but ended up losing on round 22. I didn't even attempt to reach the 25th round, so I decided to run Robo challenge for an hour instead to farm drives. Then I took a 5-hour break, came back, got a few more drives, spent about an hour hopping servers for a trade. Also earlier today I obtained the second blue flower stamp but lost the clip. Grabbed even more drives, took some snow bear breaks, made a few hive tweaks, and that's day 2 wrapped up. All of the collection parts are done except for rare bee pollen. That's why I'll spam my hive with bees that boost bomb pollen. Add some bumblebees and a single gifted precise for the precise marks. After this hive transformation I spent the next 9 hours grinding Robo challenge. During that time frame I managed to gather even more snowflakes, and my friend found the last stickers while I was in RBC. To finish off day 3, I joined a puffshroom party with my smoking planter of plenty. This was actually the first puff planter I got since claiming the BBM quest. Anyways, here's the main highlights of the 6 puff runs we did. Either Onet buffed legendary spawn rates in Pine, or I got extremely lucky as in the first run I got 4 of them along with 10 level 20s. The second run wrapped up the puffshroom tasks, but there's still 4 runs left. This will be the shortest recap so far. I was away for most of the day. As usual, I farmed a few snow bear tokens and ended things by clearing round 20 for another glitch drive. Day 5. I finally wrapped up rare bee pollen. Also my motivating nectar is nearly done, so let's see if my 10 motivating nectar vials are enough. No. But really close though. What isn't even close to being done are precise marks and marks in triangulates. That's why it's time for a hive rework. With this setup I easily beat round 20 for a glitched drive. Well, at least that's what the plan was. A glitched drive is guaranteed every 24 hours, not every time the leaderboards reset. After that massive L, I grinded the remaining drives and the 14 glitched drives are done. Well, not quite, because the final drive will be obtained in a few hours and it won't be the Robo challenge. In the meantime, I added even more vector bees to my hive. Should probably explain how this very cool composition works. 5 vectors for the triangulation, 4 gifted precise and 2 carpenters for marks, gifted ninja for bee move speed, gifted shocked for white pollen. Lastly are bee quips, 2 bubble lights for even more bee speed, 2 smileys for mark duration. Honey mark ability would have been nice, but I'm broke. With this insane hive build I boosted and stumped to gather all the missing white pollen until my snail decided to respawn and ruin everything 40 minutes in. So I switched to mountaintop and cleared all the blue pollen in 10 minutes. Enough time had passed to finally obtain the 14th glitch drive from rank 30 Robo party. Obviously it was no problem. And with that, this painful Robo challenge task is officially over, and that's day 5 wrapped up. My white pollen is nearly done, 2/3 of the snowflakes, marks and triangulates almost finished, and then there's the caustic waxes. But as a routine I started with my 2 snow bears. I finished up the stump pollen. Now it's just 3 requirements left: snowflakes, marks and caustics, which I've got a perfect plan for. But first let's equip this drippy hive skin. Wow. Paying 4,500 Robux still didn't give me enough caustics, but a trip to the blender sorted that out. Now I spammed caustics for the next 25 minutes. And I'm done. Just snowflakes and triangulates left. I could multitask both while defeating snow bears. I switched to a red hive, and since I'm famous, I'm going to live stream and beg for snow bears, so hopefully that works. I also spammed in Discord looking for group channels. The snow bear session lasted 80 minutes cause I had to go, but I came back and I made sure this was the final grind. There's only one thing left to do. We had 2 Beesmas this year and I decided to speedrun both. This time it was harder with all of the delays, but at last, I can rest. Subscribe so you don't end up on the naughty list.